You've got your alto ocarina, you've got your soprano ocarina, and now you want to expand your collection even further. You've decided, I'm gonna get a triple bass ocarina. You look around and you find that triple bass ocarinas are insanely expensive. For example, on STL, a triple bass ocarina made from purple clay is nearly $700. Eventually, after more and more searching, you find a website. Imperial City Ocarinas. You see ocarinas of various ranges made from purple clay. They have really low prices and they also get generally good reviews. Something like this with that level of quality at that price. That's too good to be true, right? When it comes to Imperial City, that is simply not the case. Through my decade so far in the ocarina community, I've seen a lot of debate about Imperial City Ocarina. People want to buy it, but they think it's too good to be true. And when you can get a triple bass ocarina for such a low price, it really seems like it's too good to be true. But I can say with certainty that Imperial City Ocarinas is legit. While I've only ever bought one ocarina from them, I've used a bunch, and Songwei, the maker behind Imperial City Ocarinas, his instruments are probably the best value you can possibly get on an ocarina. Let's review one of my personal favorite ocarinas, the Purple Clay Triple Bass C from Imperial City Ocarinas. To start, this thing is huge. Here is the bass ocarina, and here is a soprano ocarina. As you can see, soprano ocarina is tiny compared to this triple bass. So a few details about the ocarina. This ocarina, and all others from Imperial City Ocarinas, are handmade from purple clay, which is a material only found in one region of China. This weighs in at 2 pounds or 920 grams, and comes in at $145.95 plus shipping. The most comparable instrument you'll find to this one is the STL Purple Clay Triple Bass, and that one costs $699.99. If you're comparing this ocarina to that one, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck from this one. But is this ocarina any good? This ocarina has a huge, fully chromatic range of nearly 3 octaves, ranging from A3 to G6. Let's play all the notes. This ocarina is so pleasant, oh my god. To take full advantage of the range of this triple ocarina, we're gonna play Zelda's Lullaby. Yeah! And to showcase the lower range, we'll do a little bit from Mononoke Hime. This is one of my absolute favorite ocarinas that I own. I bought it a few years ago when I first heard about Imperial City as a company, and my friend Jordan Moore, he was selling a bunch of his ocarinas, and I saw that he was selling a purple clay triple bass C ocarina for like $100, and I was like, oh my god, that's the deal of a lifetime. When will I ever get a purple clay bass triple ocarina at that price ever again? And I messaged him about it, and he said, oh, sorry man, it's already been sold. And I was like, darn! But then I looked into the brand of ocarina he was selling, which was an Imperial City triple bass. And I looked into the company a little bit further, and I thought, is this too good to be true? Well, I pulled the trigger, I bought this ocarina for about 150 bucks, and it's one of the purchases I'm most happy about ever making. And that's not an exaggeration. But here are a few notes on Imperial City ocarinas. So because Songwei produces every single ocarina by hand, there is a bit of variance between each model. They may have slightly different weight, they may have slightly different tonal quality, and they might have slightly different quality. While Imperial City ocarinas do have rigorous quality assurance testing, not every ocarina is built the exact same. From anecdotal experience from friends and other people in the ocarina community, about 80% of Imperial City ocarinas are amazing instruments, just totally solid. You'll have a great time with them and you will never regret buying them. 10% are not quite as great and might need a little bit more improvement or quality assurance, but the other 10% are damn well the best instruments you may ever buy. I've been told that this particular ocarina is in that special 10%, but I've never had a bad experience with any Imperial City ocarina. When I've tried other people's models at like ocarina conventions in the past, they've played amazingly, and I really do highly recommend the brand. Just do keep in mind that not every ocarina will have the exact same qualities from instrument to instrument, as they are totally handmade. If you've been in the ocarina community for a while, you might know Imperial City ocarinas as bull ocarinas, because their logo right here has a bull insignia on it. It's a really minimalistic logo, and these ocarinas really are minimalistic in their approach to everything. There's no crazy adornments, there's no fancy glaze, it's an ocarina, and it's trying to get a job done, and that job is making good music. Now for some notes on triple bass ocarinas in general. Even though I'm totally singing the praises of this particular instrument, there are some things you should take into account before you buy any triple bass ocarina. Here are a few pros to start. On bass ocarinas, the tone is low and resonant. It's very pleasant to listen to and very relaxing in general. There's no piercing high notes, and that brings me to my second point. High notes are pleasant on this ocarina. In Zelda's Lullaby, you heard the very highest note that this ocarina has to offer, which is a high G. That's the same G as a middle G on soprano ocarina, so compared to, it's the same note. It's a very high note, but it's very pleasantly high. It's not piercing, and it doesn't like hurt at all to listen to. It's not a note that I would get tired of in practice. And when you compare the highest notes of a triple bass ocarina to a triple alto ocarina, you'll find that the high notes on here are much less pleasant than the bass ones. I'll do a quick comparison of the highest part of Zelda's Lullaby for reference. That's higher than the highest note on a soprano ocarina. And it's kind of painful. That's why if you're getting a triple ocarina at all, I don't necessarily recommend an alto C unless it has some niche function like the Songbird Triple Harmony, which doesn't go nearly as high as this ocarina. My nose is itchy. So I have spoken about how great it is having a big, low bass ocarina, but on the flip side of having a big, low bass ocarina, here are the first cons. Number one, it is heavy. Weighing in at 2 pounds or 920 grams, this ocarina takes some getting used to. If you're holding it up and playing it and practicing and you're on high notes where you're only like supporting it with a couple fingers, your wrists and hands will get very tired very quickly. I play the bass G ocarina, which is half an octave lower than this one, and very large in Okabanda, so my hands and wrists are very used to holding a heavy ocarina, but if you're picking up your very first bass or triple bass ocarina, you do need to keep that in mind, and you might want to start with shorter practice sessions so that you don't hurt your hands and wrists. Another thing to keep in mind, which isn't necessarily a con, is that bass ocarinas, as they are larger bodied instruments that have more space for air in them, they tend to have higher breath pressure requirements. If you're used to small soprano ocarinas that can make sound with hardly any air, you're gonna need a bit more legwork with your lungs on these bass ocarinas. Because bass ocarinas are my favorite range, that's exactly why I personally prefer ocarinas with higher breath pressure in general across the board. But some people might prefer lower breath pressure ocarinas, and they might not have as much fun with the bass one. But again, this is something that with practice and training you can totally acclimate to. Just like the weight thing. Going back to this particular ocarina, do I recommend it? Absolutely. If you don't have a bass ocarina at all, or a triple bass ocarina at all, or a triple ocarina at all, this might be a great place to start. Because it's heavy in ceramic, I actually would recommend learning how to play a multi-chamber ocarina via something like the STL plastic triple Alto C. But this one is among the best value you can possibly get from any ocarina on the market. You know what else is amazing value? Subscribing to this channel. It's free, and I'm putting out videos like twice a week now. Wow! Leave a like for me working more. But I really do recommend this ocarina. It's big, but it's low, and it's resonant, and it's so relaxing. Sometimes when I'm feeling stressed, I just open up my cabinet, which is not in picture, but right behind the camera. It's where I store my ocarinas. I just open up the cabinet, grab this bad boy, and I just play some songs on it. I just play some songs that I like playing, and because it's low and relaxing tones, it really sets me right mentally, and because it's a triple ocarina, it has the range to play whatever I want. Despite the anecdotal inconsistency in Imperial City ocarinas, I do highly recommend them. Of course, I have their website in the description below, and you should check them out. They have ocarinas in just about any range and variety you can think of, ranging from single chamber soprano C all the way to quadruple chamber bass C. I don't have a quadruple chamber ocarina, but I kind of want one. I have played one before. One of my friends in Okabanda used to have a quadruple bass C, and it was just the most mystifying thing I had ever seen. That was like the first time I stepped foot in like the major leagues of ocarinas, and I thought like quadruples were just a novelty. And while they kind of are a novelty because they're outrageously large, they're just so cool. And you can buy one at a really good price from Imperial City. So again, I recommend them, and I also recommend subscribing. Thanks again for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!